Will you look at this? Will you look at this? There's a squirrel right here, almost in the house. Little rascals are cute, but they do a lot of destruction. Found him an acorn there. Will you look at the feeder? Pope and Young, Boone and Crockett, Canada geese right there. The geese are at the feeder this morning. About everything like Southwest deer food. Benelli even will eat it. Yeah, Benelli even eats it. I saw a big buck walking out there a minute ago. I guess he's gone now. Yeah, I'm just looking. Oh, I see him. Maybe it might be him right over there. I see something over there. The Canada geese have taken over. Southwest feeder. Yep, that's him. Nice big buck, big beautiful buck. He's out looking for girls. Only got down to 36 degrees this morning. But we do have ice and snow coming in here to an Eagle Ranch tomorrow. There go the geese. They took off. I don't know what caused them to leave. If the feeder had gone off, that buck would have probably turned around and walked back toward the feeder. But he's wondering what all those geese flew about for. Didn't spook him or anything. It's amazing how certain sounds and scents in the woods cause deer to run like crazy, like a banshee. And other sounds and noises they don't even blink an eye at. I guess we do the same thing. We hear certain noises, we know exactly what it is, we think nothing of it. They tell me that people that live by train tracks get where they don't ever even hear the train go by. We've got train tracks on the edge of our ranch, not going through our ranch, but on the edge of it. So we hear train whistles occasionally. But I'll be honest, I hardly ever hear them. And middle of the night when it's calm or when the wind's coming from that direction, southwest wind, the tracks are southwest of here. And as they cross a couple, 2 or 3 places, they blow their big whistle. So you hear a train whistle occasionally. We're outside on a calm night. We can hear the trains running on the tracks. Hauling that rock from Delisi to Texas. There he goes. Big, beautiful buck. Yes. It is definitely a bit froggy out there this morning. Definitely a bit froggy. The sun is up. You can see the sun back through there. Not only can you not see the mountain, it's got so froggy that you can't even see the lake. Can't even see the water. Can't even see the water. There's water out there. Of course, this is the time of the year that happens. And it'll be happening, really quite a bit for the next couple of months, as a matter of fact. But it's a terrible situation if you're a tournament fisherman. And we've seen lots and lots of times when we look out there and that sun break through like it's trying to do right now, and we'll be happy about it because it costs you an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours time in a tournament. And they don't change the come-in time, the weigh-in time in the afternoon. It stays the same. So every minute, every second, every hour that's lost is lost. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine from Indiana, Blake Stout, just fished over in South Carolina, a tournament this past weekend, and they were delayed the second day for 3 hours by the fog. And they didn't catch nearly as big a string of fish as they caught the day before. And dropped down a little bit in the tournament. But it's just the time of the year when you have that fog. It's dangerous on the highways, obviously. And it's really, really dangerous on the water because you can be going any direction out there on the water. The best thing to do when it's foggy like that is wait till the fog lifts. And, honestly, you would think it'd be good fishing in the fog. For the most part, the fish do not like to bite in the fog, for the most part. Now, that's not an absolute, but it's a pretty good rule of thumb. If it's foggy, it's probably going to be a pretty tough bite. At least that's what I've always found. Well, we can almost see the water. Cannot even see the mountain, though. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Foggy, cold morning, too, in the 30s. Not quite as foggy on the other side of the house, but pretty foggy nonetheless. And a few does and fawns at the feeder. Looks like about 5 or 6 of them out there. They're kind of jockeying around in position fighting each other a little bit for the food. They're enjoying this morning. Beautiful. And I guess there's a half a dozen there, isn't there? Kind of eerie out there. Hunting is not that great in the fog either. Generally, the deer don't move around a lot. They sort of stay in the areas where they are when it gets daylight. They don't really move too much. I've been in the woods and deer stands early in the morning in the fog and before daylight. It gets daylight and be deer around where you see them. They stay there for an hour or two without even leaving from the area where they are. So they don't move a lot in the fog. But it's just another morning to them. But they want to be able to see, no doubt about that. Looks like something out of a movie out there, doesn't it? Have a graveyard out there. That'd be kind of spooky, wouldn't it? Yeah. Foggy graveyard. Well, boys and girls, guys and girls, it is not morning. It is afternoon, right in the middle of the day. This is why people love to hunt in a rut. Look at that big boy right there. And he's out there with a girl. And he's more interested in Southwest deer food from Demopolis, Alabama, coming out of that Texas hunter feeder, than he is that girl. But you look at that deer. I mean, that is definitely, I don't know how big score he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by either 6 or 6 by 6, 6 by 7. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't know. But he's, 160 score deer at least, maybe 170. Might have a broken brow tine, I'm not sure, on that one side. That is a big, big deer. And it's the middle of the day. I'm talking about, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a bright, sunshiny day. Had that cold front go through. Going to be about 50 degrees out there. He is scarfing up that food. It's a competition is that doe and that squirrel. He's able to skewer that squirrel, one of those big antlers. But that is a trophy. That is a big old boy right there. And the good thing about it, as long as he hangs around the house here, he's pretty safe. Actually, he's pretty safe anyway, not hardly anybody hunting. My family's probably hunted about all they will. Jordan may come down and bow hunt a little bit more. Sherry may come down and try to take a doe or two, I don't know. But that one side's not near as good as the other. And that one side looks like might only be 4 or 5 points. But boy, that one side is spectacular. Yeah, it looks like he's got a broke-off tine over there on that side. But it looks like it's only a 5-point, counting the broken tine. You see how big he is, though, in comparison to that doe right there. That is a dandy. Born in the wild, no tag in his ear, but definitely have the genetics from Hagelin Farms up in Iowa. I think they got it as good as or better genetics than anywhere in the United States. Oh, they produce some great deer. We got them running all over Twin Eagle Ranch. Been a lot of work, a lot of effort, but it's a labor of love and money, but a labor of love mostly. But, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do dope, I don't do a lot of things that people spend their money on. I spend mine helping the wildlife, fish and game, conservation, and I love it. What better way to spend your money anyway? Yeah. Well, will you look at that? Look at that. Elk is laying in the yard like he's taking a nap or something, just laying there. Crows out there, and you look and you see there's deer out there as well. There's a little buck right there by the front deck, almost in the house. There's some more white-tailed deer out there feeding also. And I don't necessarily want all those elk out there, so I'm going to walk out there and see what happens. I think everybody will scatter. But the deer might not. That's a red tag's little buck from last year, so that stayed here with his mama. He's been out running around chasing girls, but I guess he's out of the mood for that anymore. So, and I'm sure that's probably red tag and her baby down there. And the guy looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elk out there right now. And a couple of bulls, a spike that's in velvet, which is, look at that. That's really something in it. That spike has got one antler, and he's in velvet. Now, maybe he's got two. The other one, no, it's just the ear I'm looking at, maybe. Yeah. And it's in velvet. There's the other spike, and he's got hard horns. So that's crazy, isn't it? And that one is quite a bit larger, so he must have a horn that's just totally busted off or something, because he should probably have big horns by now, because he's a lot larger than that other bull. That other bull, obviously, that's his first antlers, just the spikes. Someone will walk out there, they're probably going to run off, but look at all them. They're all after that clover. Look at all the crows out there eating. 5 crows, too. They stole a lot of pecans this year. We're going to have a big crow hunt here. Got to have a big crow hunt. Walk out there and see what happens. Yeah, everybody's going to run. Everybody's going to run. A lot of wind noise, I'm sure. The wind's blowing pretty good. Made it up to 50 degrees today, though. The deer saying, what are we running for? We're not scared. We run because the elk run. I just seem not to have all those big elk in my yard. They're big old pretty things, though, aren't they? Look at that. Quite a herd of elk. Trying to block the wind off this speaker. I don't know if I'm blocking it or not, so I apologize if it sounds really, really bad. But pretty cool. It has definitely set in, and we're beginning to have a few more deer show up around the feeder every day, because food is getting less plentiful out in the woods, even though we have quite a few feeders going on in the deer stands. And when those run out after season, we don't refill them where they run all year long. They just run during the hunting season. And, you know, the hunting season's drawing to a close. We still have some bow hunting that perhaps some of them may do, but probably not much. But there's quite a few deer coming around to the feeder. And they certainly enjoy that, because as the acorns get more scarce throughout the winter, and things to eat in the hayfield get more scarce. Now, we do buy alfalfa. We buy alfalfa and give our deer during these cold winter months. I probably will get some of that alfalfa ordered. Might be able to get some delivered in the next 2 weeks, I hope. So I'll have it during the latter part of December and January and February to feed both the deer in the pens and the deer that are outside. We do both. The deer around the house here, we have it under the lean-to out there, and they simply help themselves every day to whatever they want. So it's demand feed for them. But to get a little bunch of deer out there on a cold, cold December day. Very cold. Dreary, dreary wintertime day. It's here. Look at that buck, will you? Take a look at that boy. He is beauty. I'm talking about a beauty. He just come walking through the front yard. I grabbed my iPhone and got not a great look at him, because he's just almost all the way walk through. But look at that. That's 6 points on this side here. The other side might not have that many. He's grazing out there, enjoying himself. And he is a beauty. There's some other deer out there right now as well. It is gloomy looking out there. You back away, look at that day. Foggy, gloomy. Just one of those winter days. But big, beautiful buck to look at right there. It's as good as I can get, guys and girls. That's as close as I can get right there. You might look up and look around and get a little bit better look at him. I think he's only got 4 on that other side, or 5. Probably 6 by 5. Look at him now. I think his brow tines might both be broken, probably from fighting. Look how wide he is, though. Jeez. Big, wide guy. Absolutely gorgeous. Now he's going to come back this way, maybe, huh? Guess we can take a look at him through the bars. Looks like he's in jail. He's not. Oh, the tine's not broken. It's just not real tall. That tine, I don't think either one of those brow tines are broken. I'm zoomed in on them pretty good there, and they look like they're pretty sharp on the end. Well, he is picking out that. See that gray? You can look down there and see the little sprigs of rye sticking up out of that dead Bermuda grass. And the rye is what they're picking at, no doubt about that. What the geese like, the crows like, the elk like. Everybody comes in there and gets that rye that I've overseeded in there. And that's perennial rye. It should grow every year. Expensive stuff, but it works. Another deer right off there. It's a girl. That might be the one he's hanging around. In fact, because of that girl, I don't know. She's doing the exact same thing, eating that rye. Oh, you hear something. He is quite a beauty. Gorgeous deer right there. No doubt about that, boys and girls. He is a good one. Yes, sir. I love it. Like to find his sheds. I'll Benelli, my shed dog, find them for me. That'd be great. He's a beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. Take a look at that big boy right there. Yeah, you have to look quick. He's chasing red tag. There goes red tag, and there he goes. There goes another buck. 2 bucks after my red tag. Our babies are staying with them. They'll run those babies off. Both of them are big bucks. That one's really special there. Red tag. Must be about right. Back here in the back is Casper in the pen. He'd like to get with red tag himself, matter of fact, but he can't. He's got his own private stock in there. There he goes, down to the front. There's 3 bucks out there, baby, chasing red tag. Look at that, big bucks. The red tag is up here at the feeder eating. Now that we pull away from the house, they're gonna mosey back up there around that feeder. There's actually 3 of them. One of them was laying down out there, and I don't know if they still are or not. I don't see the other 2. Did they run off, babe? Was it the 2 run off? There was actually 3 of them out there, all totally wild bucks. Going up here around the house and found red tag. I don't see them out there anywhere. I guess they ran off. They didn't run very far, I promise you. They will be back for that pretty doe. I guess this is as good a way as any to end this week's video. We've had lots of animals all week, lots of stuff going on. And what we have right now is we got a nice buck out there in the yard. At least 1 buck. I think there's 2 nice bucks out there in the yard. We got a good bunch of geese. A couple of those geese are sleeping. Look at that. A couple of them are taking a little nap. Look at that. You think they're not making themselves at home and they feel very, very comfortable? There's actually 3 geese out there asleep, looks like. 1, 2, 3. The other ones are just kind of walking around, pooping in the yard, fertilizer. Look at that buck. Ooh, 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 ooh. Very nice. Very nice. Not real wide, but long tines and young. That's a big 160, 170 pound deer, but he's young. Big old long tines. Not too wide. They're also heavy for his age. And the geese, they're not paying a whole lot of attention to much of anything. You can see 3 of them are asleep. Look at that. Got their heads tucked under their wings, sound asleep. I guess if anything happens that they'll know their buddies will wake them up. Saying, go, flow, flee, flee, leave, danger, danger. They're definitely not afraid of that big buck. That big buck is not afraid of much anything else. So that'll wrap up another great week here. We had a lot of fog this week. We had a lot of elk around. We had a lot of big bucks around, big bucks. I mean, some really nice ones around. And saw TC, I think, once this week. So it looks like TC has navigated the rut and the deer season so far. And, we know that we usually lose some bucks during that rut and the season. Some of them just simply probably get away and get outside and get killed. That's just what happens. Others might get killed in the process of the rut. They let their guard down, so they're much more susceptible to bobcats and mountain lions and coyotes. They're much more susceptible to being run over by a vehicle and much more susceptible to being killed by hunters. So we always lose a buck or 2 or 3 really nice bucks that we don't know what happened to them. They just disappear during the rut. But we know we've got a lot of big ones left. And all my family took 2 really nice bucks. Jordan killed a really nice 14 point. We hadn't scored it, but I think it's up there around 160 plus with her bow during gun season. And my granddaughter Stormy killed her very first buck. Beautiful, beautiful. I can't remember, 10 or 12 point. Big one though, big one. Look at all those geese, aren't those precious? Pretty duck right there too. Very beautiful ducks. Yeah.